of whenever this program holds is that the month is about to end, because this program holds on the last Saturday of every month. So which therefore means that by this time next week, willy-nilly, there will be a new month on the calendar. So how has the year been for you? How was the end of year? We had a planning and preparation session towards the end of last year. Were you part of it? If you were not, it's not too late for you to get back and watch it and see what you can pick from it. Next week, willy-nilly, there will be a new month on the calendar. There is a feedback on this channel. So, how has it been for you? We had there's a feedback in a preparation session towards the end of last year. If you were not, it's not too late for you to get back. Can you hear me? There is a feedback.
Yes, tmak, we can hear.
There is a feedback. Where is that coming from?
tmak, we can hear you.
There is a feedback. Where is it coming from?
How is it now? How is it now? Sorry, that was from me.
I think it's stopped now.
Okay, sorry about.
So I was saying that we had a preparation session last year, and if you were not part of it, it's not too late to do. As you will find in today's session, it's a critical part of this month's session, because what we're doing is building on the work that we did end of year 2024. But before we get into the meat of this session, we always like to welcome you formally and to let you know who we are. This is HeyCoach. It is a program from the stable of the Development, Empowerment, and Leadership Initiative. We call it DLI. We are passionate about transformation, and our mission is world transformation, one man at a time, one community at a time. So this is one of the programs that we have from this NGO. And what is this about? It is not necessarily a training. Our design of this program is more around experience sharing. And since we've started, it's been a blast. You can check our YouTube channel, Development, Empowerment, and Leadership Initiative, and enjoy the past episodes of this program. We've always been on time. We intend to do that. And if you get to contribute, we request that you please keep it straight, keep it short, so that we can have many people join us. And we are hoping to expand the scope of this program this year as we have the means and the opportunity. So we invite you to please come with us and let's do the little bit that we can to make the world a better place. So, what is on the menu for today? We are continuing what we started towards the end of last year. And normally at the end of the year, we go through a preparation process for the coming year. And our first episode every year is always about activating that plan, because after all the excitement of putting the plans together, after all the feferities of the end of year, sometimes the things that scientists call inertia can come in. There can be anxiety. There's sometimes all the rice and the chicken towards the end of the year can take away the drive from running after what you've taken all the time to prepare. So what this session is all about is to see how we can activate you and ginger you and give you the energy you need to turn whatever plans you've made, to turn it into trophies. And if you have not even made any plan, it's never too late to start, to make sure that the way January has just sped past, 2025 does not speed past you and you begin to wonder what happened. That's all that we're focusing on this year. And you see the flyer talking about winning 2025. And the question is, what does it mean to win? What does it mean to win? Yes, anybody? Anybody wants to answer on the call? What does it mean to win? Can you talk where you are? What does it mean to win? What does it mean to win? Modupe, if you're able to talk where you are, yes. What does it mean to win? Or is it John? What does it mean to win? What does it mean to win? Yes, 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 yes. Can you unmute and answer? Anybody? What does it mean to win? Hello.
I think
Am I alone here?
winning means overcoming an obstacle, an adversary, a competition, or whatever challenge to come out on top.
Okay, so meaning win, winning, meaning win. Winning meaning that there's something in front of you, there's something you are contending with, and you are able to then overcome it and then come on top. Yes, anybody else? I like that. Thank you, John. Yes. What does winning mean or meaning win? What does winning mean? Anybody? Yes, let's make this interesting. Okpemikpo, say something. What does winning mean?
Winning is being able to achieve what you set out to.
Thank you. So it's about achieving. Good to hear your voice. Been a while on this program. Thanks for joining. So winning is about achieving what you've set your mind to do. And I like those two definitions, and we'll play around them a bit. So, but if we bring it home, if I come back to John, if we talk about winning 2025, and the concept is there is an adversary, there is something against you, something that is contending with you that you have to overcome to win. What will that thing be that we have to contend with in 2025? Do you know? Or do you have, would you like to explain? What's that thing that we have to contend with?
Plenty of price of petrol
Yes.
increasing.
Sorry?
The price of petrol increasing overnight.
Thank you. Price
Electricity,
of petrol increasing every day. Yes.
the forex, the fluctuating forex,
Yes. Yes. What
that's
else?
basically the economy.
The
Then,
economy.
yeah, but
Okay.
more intrinsically, things like motivation, having sustained motivation throughout the year. Then another third party factor is the kind of results that you're expecting from an endeavor when it's out of your own hands. So that's like three different things that
Buckets. So you
yeah.
have the economy, you have yourself, you even have the targeted results, that the variables that you are not completely in control of. Thank you. That was very rich. Yes. Anybody else? So I like to stay on that a bit longer. Anybody else want to mention anything that you think we have to contend with to win 2025 or to win any year at all? Anything that comes to mind?
I think the first to be yourself.
Yeah.
Like I think that's the biggest obstacle.
And that's extreme. Yes, go ahead.
I wanted to say the goal you set for yourself.
Okay. Yes, so the goal is where you are going, and we'll come back to that. But the things you have to contend with, to Okwe's point, that's very important. That's the biggest battle, the battlefield of the mind between these our ears. We have to deal with different stuffs, and we will get to that. But to Modukwe's point is, when you look at the fact that, as you will see in one of my slides, if you are not aiming at anything, it is not possible for you to miss. So, but let's fly down with it and try to unpack it. So what does it mean to win? Like you've said, it's about being successful. It's about achieving the results that you've set out to achieve. It's about overcoming adversity, overcoming opposition. I love sports. Sport teaches a lot of things. The women final of the Australian Open was played this morning, and it was interesting. Okay, so Keys won our first Grand Slam, but one of them that would have paid Sabalenka was because the trophy was won breaking herself. If you don't know tennis, sorry, I'm sorry, I don't know how to help you. But I would draw a lot of illustration on that. This same Keys that won this year had a very disastrous year, more or less, last year. Injuries, setback. She couldn't even play this same competition that she has now won. She couldn't play it last year. The level before this was the semi-final. It was a very tough match with the world number 2. This final was against world number 1. But if you don't create chances, you cannot score goal. If you don't play the lottery, you cannot win. So there's a lot to contend with, and it starts with us as individuals. And until you realize that you are your biggest asset or your biggest liability, I say it again, you are your own biggest asset or your own biggest liability. If you are not intentional, it doesn't just happen. And as we go through, you will see the different reasons why people struggle. So I've said this before, if you are not aiming at anything, you will never miss. I think my very last slide is around something like, if you try, you may fail. But if you don't try, you have already failed. So it's up to you. The year is there. The problem with life, and I've said this too many times to those who are close to me, is that you don't need to do anything for the sun to rise. You don't need to do anything for the sun to set. It therefore makes it very easy for some people to just float. And one of my favorite phrases is, all you have to do in life is to choose your heart. Because if you do the hard things, you are going to have an easy life. If you decide to do the easy things, you are almost always going to have a hard life. I'm going to say it again. If you focus on taking care of the hard things, setting goals, running after them, developing discipline, developing grit, learning the right meaning of negative outcomes, which is what we call failure, all of those things, if you are committed to them and you are dealing with them, and you start taking care of them, your life will slowly get easier. Not easy, easier. But if you run away from the hard things, you are looking for the line of the least resistance. See, that is what makes the river crooked. And that's what makes it run from the top of the mountain to the very base of it. So it's all up to you how you want to dice it and the kind of life you want to live, completely up to you. But if you don't aim at anything, you will never miss. So this year, we are talking about winning the year. And from the answers we've gotten, it's about setting goals, being clear. What are you chasing? What do you want to achieve? So that when you achieve them, there is a different taste in your mouth compared to somebody who just stumbles into it. The second is, in that journey of pursuing that goal, get ready. The way the world is designed, it's just the way it is. That's the template. You don't drift towards your destination. It doesn't fall on your laps. There are things you will have to take care of. So these are the two things that we are mixing together as we go through today's episode. And I'm asking the question, did you take care of the planning already, or did you take care of it last year? Have you taken care of your planning already? Did you participate in our planning sessions that we did last year? If you did not, go to our YouTube channel. You will see that episode. It's never too late. You can still create some space, even if it's just 2 goals. One goal you want to pursue this year. You see, one of the things that goal setting does for you is that it gives your life meaning. It gives your life purpose. More and more of recent, something has been ringing in my head, and it's been changing the way I deal with things and the way I live, which is the fact that there's no replay in this journey called life. Whether you are 20 or you are 30 or you are 60 or you are 50, we live life per second. And it doesn't matter how you live it, you can't come back and relive it. So if you are living a life without a goal, you are most likely living a life without purpose. And without purpose, life becomes very boring and drab. If you have sparks of excitement here and there, they just come and they fade because it is not channeled towards something that you are pursuing. Having a goal gives your life purpose, gives your life meaning, gives your life color. Without it, you are just like a balloon that is floating and the wind carries here and there. Sometimes there's something that excites you. Most of the time, you are just drifting and wondering, what is the day about? What am I supposed to be doing? So if you aim at nothing, you will never miss. And I want you to take note of this slide on the screen. Many people don't get onto this journey we are talking about because they are afraid of failure. I will dwell a bit on that in the later part of this presentation. If there's anything I'd like to take away from this session, please note that there is really nothing like failure. And I think I should just deal with that now that I'm in that space. I can then re-emphasize it. Ladies, gentlemen, there is nothing like failure. Failure is one of the biggest burden that we have as human beings, that concept of failure. The day you understand what I'm about to tell you, for most of us, is going to liberate you. And for those who are close to me, let me repeat. Tell me one thing that you know how to do today that you got it right first time. Please tell me one thing. I want to know. I used to tease, even as simple as wearing a shoe as a child. How many times did we miss it? You wear the right to the left and the left to the right. Simple things like buttoning your dress. I remember one of my children's cartoon. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it by myself. When I was young, I could ask for help, but now I'm big. I can do it all. I'm feeling, that's the song. Being able to now button the shirt, even learning to walk. How many times did you stutter? How many times did you fall? Why did you not consider that a failure? So today, by the grace of God, last year, we launched a new brand. It took almost 8 years to get to that point. We've learned a whole lot in that journey. It is not failure until you give up. Because the way it is designed, you have to learn. There is a quote they always say that the pro of today was once a rookie. But I know many people who, because of what their friends will say, they will not get onto the court to learn sport. I love sport. Sport teaches a lot of things. But see that guy, that young girl, that young lady who doesn't care. The same people that were jeering and laughing at her or him are going to pay money to come and watch. Today, I think about 160,000 or 16,000 people watched Wimbledon, Australian Open, the final they played today. And they said over 2 billion people watched globally. 2 people on the court being watched by over 2 billion people. You do not want to know how many times they have not achieved their goal. So there's nothing like failure. This is one thing that holds many people down. I talk to the young people, and some of them don't even want to set audacious goals because they are afraid of what if I don't miss it? What if I miss it or I don't hit it? I will now start feeling bad about myself. It's because you missed the point. There is nothing like failure. There's nothing like failure. The concept of failure can only crystallize when you stop trying, because there is nothing that you have been able to do, whether it is excel or learning how to drive or how to cook or how to sweep. Tell me one thing that you got, boom, and then you picked it one time, no matter how smart you are. Even when you buy a new phone, after you have used so many phones, you still have to learn, and sometimes you make a mistake with it. So, when you set to, if your problem is the fear of failure, just know that winners, they are never afraid of failure. As we stand now trying to roll out that product, we are experimenting with different things. Some we are going to win, some we have already lost, but we don't dwell on it because we didn't get that right, we learn, we move. We didn't get that right, we learn, we move. It is when you don't learn and then you stop that you have failed. So please, if your problem is the fear of what if I don't hit, tell yourself, what if I hit? And if I don't hit the first time, how is that a problem? Because you are on a journey. As you will find out, success is not a destination, it's a journey. And one of the things I've been trying to do with myself for the last about 1 year and a half, 2 now, is look, I am determined to enjoy this journey. Because if you focus on the struggles, I stop enjoying the journey. So I'm determined to enjoy this journey, whatever. Every day I wake up and ask myself, what problem are we solving today? And I'm determined to enjoy it. It doesn't matter what side the coin turns up. And I'm inviting you to do the same with 2025. Typically, we'll tell a story, okay? So this is the story of Mark. Last year was rough for him. We all experienced it wherever you are in the world. It may be at different degrees, but in Nigeria, it was very tough. And while the year was ending and it was very gloomy, he got to know about the HeyCoach New Year planning program, and he joined. And we spent September, October, November working on 2025 plans. Like I said, if you have not done yours, it's never too late. Please do something about it. Now, this is 2025. Mark has come up with a plan. He's all excited about it, and he has gone on Christmas break. He has eaten rice, he has eaten chicken, and then the new year is here. January has started and is about to end. And now it's getting very antsy and very anxious. This plan, what if I fail? What if this doesn't happen? What if that doesn't happen? How can I make sure that this plan I have, by the end of the year, it materializes and I'm happy about it? Good news for Mark. And if you're in Mark's shoe, that's why this program is here. So, what we have been talking about, therefore, if you reduce it to key concepts, the first concept here is goal setting. You have to be ready to do the work to set goals. A lot of people drop it here. They don't, because it is hard. And I will get to this hard part. It is hard. I must tell you straight up. It's not easy. It's not easy to set goals because it requires a lot of sitting. It requires a lot of thinking. You must emotionalize it. You must get to the point where your feelings are connected to it. You must draw energy from that victory. It takes a lot of quiet time. Many of us, there's so much noise in our head, and it's the generation that we are in. You can rarely be quiet. There's so many things assaulting your senses at the same time. But you have to find the space to create a goal. And it is not just any goal. It has to be SMART goals. You are specific about them. You are setting measurable parameters around them. You make sure you are not just being wild. It must be a goal that is audacious. I like to use the word audacious. It challenges you, but if you apply yourself to it, you can make it happen. It must be realistic, and there must be a time around which you are measuring. Some goals are 2 years, some goals are 5 years. I've always had like a 15-year plan for my life at any point in time. Written plan. And when I tell you how it has played out, it's amazing. It is never straight, but the general direction has been very, very exciting. So, key concept in winning the year. The first is you must have a goal. Question: have you taken the time to set your goal? What would you like to do with yourself this year? Remember, there is no replay. If you have not, it's not too late. Today is just the 25th. You can jump on your Canva, you can jump on your Excel, you can jump on your Word, You can jump on your jotter and try to create a plan. If you still want me to help you with that plan, I'm very happy to do that. We did that towards the end of last year, but it's never too late to start. So you must have a goal, 1, 2, 3, that you are trying to achieve. Okay? That's the first concept. The second concept in Winning 2025 is a plan. Because a vision, a goal without a plan is just hallucination. It will not drop on your lap. So when you have a goal, it means you must then be ready to sit down. Please note the emphasized words in all this definition. Write it down. It can't be in your head because you will not always feel like this. Write it down. I use the word simulate. I do not really like to use the word plan. Simulate means you are literally walking through that plan in your mind. Imagine how pilots are trained or astronauts are trained. They cannot be given an aircraft to go and learn. So they take them into a simulator that gives them a feeling like they are inside the aircraft. And sometimes they come out and they are sweating. Done some work in that space some years ago. So it's like you take the time. You will almost feel it in your mouth. You can taste it. So you simulate it, you walk through it. It allows you to break it down and connect the dots. You can then start making the arrangements. Oh, I'm trying to get to school. I'm trying to get into get admission into a university. When you make a proper simulation, it becomes clear. Ooh, I need a transcript. Okay, how do I get transcripts in my school? Is it the efficient one that I can do remote? Do I need to travel? Your mind starts to work. Okay, which of the admission cycles am I targeting? Is it the winter? Is it the fall? Is it the whatever it is that you are running after? You begin to worry. You need to find out the details. When is the submission date for application? Okay, so how many weeks do I have between now and when I get the transcript? Okay, am I sending it myself? Is the school sending it straight? Can I get a copy that I can send in advance? Or when by the time you get into this phase, whatever that goal that looks very big, you will have diced it. You could almost taste it. You would almost be able to taste it. And this is why many people run, because nobody succeeds by accident. I'm excited about what we just learned last year. It's called screws and spanners, but you do not want to know how many pints of blood has gone into that thing just to get it to where it is, and we are still very far. So, first concept is goal. Do you have a goal? Do you have a vision for this year? If you don't, it's not too late. The second concept is a plan. Sit down, break it down. Show the connection, identify the different steps, show how they link with one another, identify what you need to do, to implement each step of the plan. See the things you have, see the things you don't have. Start thinking about how you get the things you don't have. Start putting time on it. Create a schedule. You can't finish this and you are not fired up to get started. Because by the time you do this project or this journey now acquires a life of its own. It now continues to drive you. Even when you no longer want to move, the fact that you have set things in motion now makes it very, very difficult for you to stay still. And it's extremely exciting. And that's why when you find people who are successful, the journey is more important to them than the outcome. And we'll get to that in a bit. The next concept is to act. Do something. Take a step. Sometimes it's as simple as making a call. Sometimes as simple as sending a message. Take a step. There's power in that first step. There's something that is called the butterfly effect in physics. If you have seen a butterfly before, I grew up in the village. When you catch butterfly, if you do like this to the butterfly, if you do your hand like this, you won't see it again. It will just kind of melt with your hand. But that same thing that will melt like this with the minimal effort, science says that the wind that is generated by the wings of a butterfly can cause a tornado that will uproot trees, carry mass, uproot building somewhere down the line. That is the power of your little effort. Don't look down on it. And many times it's not about money. I give a shout out to one of my friends, Ayo. I won't say more than that. Last week we were on radio to promote our screws and spanners, and we did not even have to pay a kobo to get that project to happen, simply because of just taking a step and asking. And if you had tried to do that with money, I don't know how much that would have cost. Maybe close to 200,000, maybe more, because it was a 10-minute session. But take your steps and see how things just start to align and fall in place. There is power in action. There is inspiration in action. So if you have a goal, you have a plan, and all you are doing is staring at it, and you don't take that small little step. See, it does not matter how big that step is. Just make sure you wake up every day and you log some effort into your goal. You will shock yourself. Because like I keep saying, it will acquire a life of its own that will take you to places that you will never, ever believe that was possible. So, key concepts: vision or goal, plan, and then act. These are the three concepts that are involved when we talk about winning 2025. And don't be deceived. The only place where success comes before work is in the dictionary. So you want to succeed? The work comes first. You have to log in the sweat. There is no running from it. You have to put in the sweat to make sure that you get it to happen. Okay, so I'll soon be opening the mic, so get ready for me. What we are talking about is not strange. One of the things we like to do in HeyCoach is to also dig around the research and explore what research has said. And why this is very important to me personally is the power of start. I spoke about sport. I love sport. Sport teaches me a lot of things. You know, it's very funny. I go back to the Australian Open that was played this morning. Everybody was expecting Sabalenka to win. She was world number 1. She was defending champion, but she lost. So when you lose, you don't just carry your bag and go. You have to hug the winner. You have to congratulate the winner. You have to say something else about the winner. It's hard, but that's how you build strength. She's going to come back again next year and try to win it. If you are afraid of losing, you cannot win, because they are both from the same coin, two sides of the same coin. When you look, and you know one thing about life, life is very interesting. Life will give us many opportunities. Let me dwell on tennis. When the women are playing, they play the best of 3 sets. A set is won by whoever first gets to 6 games with at least 2 superior games to the opponent. I don't know how to explain it. So, it's the first to get to 6 where your opponent is no higher than 4. So, you can win a set by 6-4. You can't win a set by 6-5. So, if it is just one set between you and your opponent, you cannot win. You can only win a set when you have won 6 sets and your opponent has not won more than 4 sets. Now, you know what that means? A set is made up of games, and games are made up of, you have 15, 30, 40, and game 4 points. So you have to be the first to get to 4 points before your opponent, and then you win the game. But that's not where I'm going. Forget about technicality. The technicality is not my interest. My interest is, for every game, listen, each player that is serving has 2 attempts to serve. So you serve the first one, you miss, it gives you another chance to serve again. All right? And you will do that for the 4 points. So it means that in one game, you have 8 attempts to serve. If you don't win that game, you can attempt to win your opponent's game. You can go on like that for the first to get to 6. And then you do that again 3 times. So you can lose a set and then win the next 2. You can win the first set, lose the second one, and win the third one. What am I saying? There are so many opportunities to start and restart in life. That's why there's nothing like failure. Nothing. January was a good time because mentally it says a new year is starting. If you didn't do it in January, you can do it in February. In fact, every week is an opportunity to press the reset button and go again. In fact, every day is an opportunity to press the reset button and go again. In fact, during the day, if you can find time to disconnect and then reconnect, the opportunities are endless. There is absolutely no reason why you cannot win. None. Let me come back to the sport of tennis. So you see what happens to these players? When they come and they lose the first set, they want to get off the court. They go into the restroom area. Some will go and wash their face. Some will change their dress. They kind of reprogram themselves and try and come back to the court like they are starting afresh. And 9 out of 10 times, it works. It changes the game. You are listening to me, or you are going to watch this later. There's absolutely no reason why you cannot win 2025, or you cannot win anything you want to do. There is nothing like failure. All you need to do is make up your mind never to give up and keep going. There are many opportunities for the fresh start effect. It's available at the beginning of a year. It's available at the beginning of every month. So that means you still have another 11 this year. It's available at the beginning of every week. That means you probably have like 48 left. There are 52 weeks this year. It's available at the beginning of every day. If there are 365 and we have done 25, it means that you have like 340 days left this year. There is absolutely no reason why you cannot win. And science also suggests that when you can connect with your why, and I will get to that in a bit, when there's a deeper why that is driving what you are doing, you are likely going to win. If there is a bigger vision, purpose that you are deeply connected to, it increases your chance to win. One other relevant finding here is that talent alone is not enough. Opportunity alone is not enough, because the way the world is designed, the template for this world, nothing goes straight. Nothing. It wasn't designed that way. There will be twists, there will be turns, there will be disappointments, there will be ups, there will be downs. What makes us win, or those that win, one of the major ingredients is how they manage themselves, self-management, self-control, how they continue to lead themselves, to push themselves towards the goal. If I tell you the story behind Screws and Spanners, your jaw would drop. At some point, some people around me thought that, what's wrong with this guy? If this thing is not working, why can't he just leave it? Even me, interestingly, like 2 weeks before the project eventually became a success, I was getting to the point of asking myself, am I all right? It happens. But like I said, once you set it in motion, it is no longer about you. There are many other forces that are now at work that are beyond you. And that was why, even when I was beginning to lose gas, I was beginning to lose momentum, and I was running on fumes. It just came through and boom, gave me a new life. Now we are running after it. So, grit, self-leadership, self-management, which is why we started by saying that how you manage yourself is one of the major obstacles you have to overcome if you are going to win 2025. Okay? Another thing that is relevant in research is that how confident are you about yourself? Are you one of those who think that, whoa, what determines success is completely out of my hand. Therefore, I cannot come and go and kill myself, as like we like to joke around here. And so, you know what? Qui sera, sera. What will be, will be. Let's just wake up. Let's just stay out of trouble. Let's just float with it. It's an option, but there is no way you can win with that kind of attitude. Because believe me, you have what it takes inside of you to win. You can take control of your destiny. You can take control of your journey. You are not helpless. You are not a balloon that should just be floating. So for those who do not believe in themselves, it's called the locus of control. They think that their locus of control is external. So Nigeria can happen to people. Economy is dealing with everybody. Exchange rate is dealing with everybody. And that is all they are focusing on. And they are forgetting that right in this economy, this same economy, so people are making clean money without doing anything with government or stealing government money. It's all about how you are processing it in your mind. And that's why I'm very, very, very heavy on the mindset. And like I've said earlier, some would not want to set any goal because, look, they think that it is too stressful. What if I don't make it? Even to make it, it's very hard. And what if I don't make it? How do I explain to myself? How do I explain to everybody else? One of my favorite slides is this. You have to learn to choose your heart. Planning, pushing yourself toward the achievement of your plan is hard. Doing nothing is also hard. Floating is hard. Working on how to lose weight is hard. Being fat is hard. Being too thin and not healthy is hard. Having the discipline to eat is hard. Whatever it is you want to do is hard. The question you have to choose is which hard do you want? Making a plan, running after it is hard. Going planless and just floating and taking whatever life serves at you is hard. It's your choice. It's your call. Unfortunately, all we can do is prod and ginger you in that direction. Nobody can force you. Nobody can drive you. But like I've said, and for the benefit of those who are joining us after we started, who are just joining us, it's not too late. If you don't have a plan for this year, it is not too late. Find the time, create space, have something you are chasing. It gives your life meaning. It gives your life purpose. I will go some step by step in a short while, but don't float through this year. If you want to win 2025, you have to be purposeful about it. Okay, so let's talk about this, winning 2025. How many of us did this? Or do you want to talk about it? Did you do this? This was what we did last year, September, October, November. Did you participate? It does not have to be in this program, but did you do anything about 2025 before you got into it? We asked our people to create a wish list, make a scale of preference, establish their why, build a vision board, make a plan, find accountability partner, and make sure they get started. Did you do this? We give timeline to prepare, submit, and get it reviewed. Did you do this? Can I have your comments? How many people here have a plan for this year? Do you want to talk about it? I'm not putting you on the spot, but if you want to talk about it, and if you don't have a plan, but you would like to now jump in and have a plan, the floor is open. Anybody want to say anything about it? The floor is open, or mute yourself and just talk. Do you have a plan? If you have a plan for this year, let's know how you feel. January is about to end. If you don't, tell us what you plan to do now that you are aware of how powerful that is. Yes? Anybody? Anybody? Hello? Don't leave me here. Is there anybody here with a plan for this year? If you do, let's hear. By the way, when we were doing the end of year last year, we had some very interesting testimonials from those who did this for 2023 to 2024. Two prominent ones were that one of the ladies that was on this program, end of year 2023, set a goal, in fact, two of them set goals of being married in 2024. I'm not a matchmaking person and I don't have husbands to give out, but you will not believe it. One of them got married the day we were holding the last episode in November, if I remember very well. And the other one got married towards the end of December. Some set goals to take courses, to change their jobs, to get promoted, to learn new courses, to do. It's very difficult to explain in detail how this works. But I've been doing this now since 1990. Calculate it. So I'm not just talking because I read a book somewhere. This is how I've lived my life. For those who know my story, 90% of my stories are attributed to what I'm trying to share and encourage you to do. So please, anybody, do you have a plan? If you do, tell us. Just tell us whatever you want to talk about it. And if you don't, what do you want to do about it? The floor is open. I'm determined to hear your voice at this time. Anybody? Wow. It looks like I'm on my own.
There are lots of John Titilois in the comments.
Yes, so I can. In the comments.
Sorry, I beg your pardon. Like people, participants who have John Titilois.
Oh, okay. And I don't know which one of them is John Titilois. So that's the link we gave, so you don't have to register if you don't want to. So I don't even know their name. Is it possible for you to even change the name so that we at least know who is on the call? But I can see Ogunaike Mudupe here, I think. I don't know if you want to say anything. I can see Mark.
So before people speak,
Yes.
I have a plan.
Oh, I would like to do something.
Okay, please, let's have you. Please, what's your name?
Okay, my name is Tosin.
Okay,
Olukotun.
Tosin Olukotun, okay. Please go ahead.
So one of my plans for this year is to be a job creator, from being an employee to be an employer. And my target is by December, I should have at least 10. So the first step I've taken this year is to write a business proposal. And I've also applied for a grant as we speak. So that's where I am currently.
Go to sing. Well done. Well done. Way to go. I love that. Simple, clear, and specific steps in that direction. Yes, John, before I come back to you, yes. Any other person want to talk about? Yes, go ahead.
Okay, sorry. I thought, were you calling me?
Go ahead, yes.
All right. So one thing that I think that was a little different for me this year is that many of them are broken down into steps, almost like a weekly or bi-weekly process. So it has made it easier for me to say, okay, I am going to achieve this, or I plan to achieve this within this period. Not all of them have that much level of detail, but for those that are leading to a bigger goal, I have those weekly or bi-weekly steps, milestones, and it's helpful because I can say, okay, I need to do this week. Even if I have missed a couple of days before this week ends, I must do this. So far, so good.
Fantastic. Way to go. Thanks, John. Thanks for sharing. Yes? Anybody else? And if you don't have a plan, you can still create one. It's not too late. It's never too late. Yes, can I have one or two more? Anybody? Okay. I'll go with those two. Thank you for sharing. But people, don't be deceived. You cannot drift into your destination. It doesn't happen that way. You can't drift into your destination. Like John said in his own contribution, if you can break this thing down, one of the things, I'll get to it, let me not go ahead. One of the things you must know is that if you can break it down and create a handle, there's a reason why they have handles on cups or mugs. It just will help you see where to hold it and lift it. If you can create handles for your plants, it's usually very useful. Your head is clear. You are not running any other person's race. The noise on the street does not disturb you, does not distract you. You know where you are going and you are running after it. Fantastic. It gives your life purpose. For me, that's the most beautiful part. I had a tough journey as a child after my father's death. Having a plan was one of the things that kept me sane. Even when I didn't know how to, simple things like how to go to the university. I had no idea how I was going to make it happen. But it was a plan in front of me, and all I could do at some point was just pray and hope and wish. But you know the difference it makes to Tosin's comment? If you meet somebody today who says, hey, how can I help you? You are not babbling. You know exactly what you are looking for. I want to set up this business. I need it. I need this kind of money to make it happen. That clarity is the first step to even attracting anybody who can help you. But it doesn't jump on you. So you will not drift towards your destination. It doesn't happen that way. You want to get somewhere, you have to work at it. You have to work at it. It is just the way it is designed. There is no other way for you to make it happen. So, how then can we win 2025? Is there a hack? Is there a blueprint that we can all take and then run with? Yes, there is a blueprint, but no, it is not something that you can run like you put on your telly, you press the remote control and it starts to play. It doesn't go that way. You have to work at it. Okay, there are things that can guide you, but the formula is flawed. Reason being, everybody has different situations. Even the same person, the situations are different from day to day, from internal to external variables, many things. We woke up one day and they said, fuel subsidy is gone. Everybody was clapping at Eagle Square. We did not know that we are clapping for our pain. The day they did, and then for nothing that had to do with you, you have not done anything wrong. Fuel moved from how much? Maybe 195 or 197. Now we are buying at about 1,000 naira. Forex moved from about, even parallel market, 400 naira to now about 1,600. You have not done anything in all of this, but look around. We smell petrol in everything that we are doing now. So the formula is flawed, but it works once you put your hand on the wheel and you are intentional to be the driver. So I want to take you through some few quick steps that will help you win 2025. And if you have not been writing before, you have not been paying close attention before, hello, like we do in sign language, give me your ears, give me your attention. I am now ready to focus on the final leg before I stop. You want to win 2025? Like we have said, the first thing is to have a goal. My emphasis here is you must establish the why of that goal. So Tosin wants to be an employer. Why? The deeper your why, the more altruistic your why, the more emotionally connected you are to that why, the higher your chance of achieving it. It will require a lot of massaging. Work on it. Make it clear. Okay? How are you going to express it? So, this job you are trying to create, is it because you see poverty around? Is it because you see it as a means to you fulfilling your purpose of helping? What is it? Don't just wear emotional animals, if you pardon me. We are emotional beings. If you can connect it with your emotion, some people draw fear from their goals. I invite you to draw excitement, draw joy, draw ecstasy from your goal. Imagine how you will feel when you achieve it. Imagine how it will taste when it is ready. Imagine how much pleasure and joy you will feel from it. If you can get to that point where you can literally experience it in your body, you are closer to achieving it than anything else. So it's first about the goal, being very clear about it, being very, very intentional about it. Okay, that's the first step in this blueprint. And you must be purposeful in terms of how you want to express this goal. Is it going to be because you are employing directly, or you are going to have some people run it for you and then you are going to just be at the back? Whatever it is you want to do, be very, very clear about it. That's number one. Number two, I'm not overflogging this again. I've said enough about it. You have to plan. To John's point, break it down. Let it have milestones. Let it identify the steps that leads to the milestone. Okay? Because what it does is it keeps you on the straight and narrow. And through that, you know what you need. You can then start worrying about how do you get it. Are you paying? Are you asking? Are you begging? Are you praying? What are you doing? There is clarity for the journey for you. Number three is to take action. A plan that does not immediately degenerate into action is just a wish list. A plan without action is just a wish list. It doesn't amount to much. You have to take action. You have to be disciplined about it. You have to keep your eye on the ball. No one was designed to do anything alone by themselves. So learn to connect with people. One of my goals this year is to do a better job of interacting, networking. I want to be more intentional. Again, so you know exactly what you need and then you work on it. But you must be clear about the direction that you are going. And as you are running, you must ensure that you are building traction. You are checking what's working, what's not working. What can I do different? What can I do better? What can I optimize? This is where you also want to think of having an accountability partner, somebody who is checking with you. Oh boy, how are you doing with this? Oh girl, how are you doing with this? You said you were going to do this. One of my senior friends published a book last year. Towards the end of the year before 2023, he came to me and said, I want to publish this book and I want you to be my accountability partner. Like play. We achieved that book publishing to the day that we wanted to do it. Because all I needed to just, hey, bros, how far with this? Even he's not talking to me, I'm talking to him. When I'm not talking to him, he's talking to me because he is afraid I will come and ask him. So you have to be intentional to build traction. This is not just a wild goose chase where you're just blowing air. No, you are intentional, you are checking, you are evaluating, you are optimizing as you go. And like I've said, it never goes straight. So grit is the name of the game. In fact, one of the key predictors of success, as has been found out by research, is the presence of grit. People who just stick with it. People who just stay on it. People who know that it is a journey, not a destination. Those who just trust the process, who just know that as long as they are waking up every day and investing whatever they have to invest in it, at some point it's going to acquire a life of its own, and it will run. And this is where many people miss it. And it's not our society is not helping us because of what our politicians are doing. But when you also look beyond the current politicians and you check those who have done it that way before, you know that that is not the way to go. There is nothing like overnight success. Go and mark it and go and check it. The real successful people that you see as overnight success, when you ask them, they've been at it for 30 years. They've been at it for 25 years. There's nothing like overnight success. Anywhere you see overnight success, don't worry. Overnight failure is also coming. It's there, it is not far. Because it is not what you are getting, it is who you are becoming. And that is why the last leg is there. Celebrate the small wins. We have not made a cover from the app that we released, but December, after the thing got into the 2 stores, we took our time, we had lunch, with the team. We celebrated it. Celebrate the little journey. You want to lose weight, you've lost 5 kg, celebrate the journey. You are trying to get into school, now you have submitted your application, find a way to feel good about yourself for what you've done. These 6 steps, if you are disciplined about it and you commit to them and you take personal responsibility for doing these things, the year will be a different year compared to any other year you've had. And the good news is, it's like learning a skill. The more you do it, the more you know how to do it. It's just the way it is. So, it's about goal, it's about plan, it's about action, it's about traction, it's about grit, and it's about celebration. It's a flawed formula because the world itself is flawed. But if you make use of these variables, whichever way it works for you, you will have a better year, a year that will exceed your expectation, a year that is going to blow you away. I can see Doyin here. Why are you still answering Akala? Which kind of Ojoro is that one? My friend, go and change that name. Why are you still
Okay,
answering
sir.
Akala? I've told your story here. Do you want to retell it yourself in like 2-3 minutes? 2023, the plan, 2024, the actualization, because you have not even told me the full story itself. Do you want to? Will you like to?
Oh, it's very fine.
Okay, please go ahead.
Okay, so in 2023, I remember that we joined, I and my husband now, we joined this in, I think from November, December, where we were trying to analyze our goals for 2024. And most of what we highlighted, or personally for me, most of what I highlighted, getting married, you said we created a vision board where we told us to be precise and all of those things. So I think that helped throughout the year, because somehow, even when I didn't see some things, or I wasn't sure how to achieve some, an opportunity just came and I was like, okay, let me go ahead and pay for these things. So it was just coming. And from my marriage to, okay, I said I wanted to do a certification with LBS. But I didn't do a certification with LBS. I did another one, like a leadership program that I paid for. I was even surprised I could even pay for that, because that was like the first time I would take out of my money to spend on something like that. And it was quite a lot. So having to spend that, I was like, okay. So it just all boils down to, if I didn't write it down, if it wasn't written down, I wouldn't have been able to achieve that. And then promotion at work, I wrote down that, I wanted a certain promotion at work. So when there was a space available at work that I had to go and meet my boss, or there was some sort of reshuffling, so I had to go and meet them to ask for what I wanted. Like, okay, I've seen something, I think I can do this. I think if you give me the opportunity, I will stand out at this. And I got it. We are now in a sub company now. So we're still working on how to scale. I think that will be the part 2 for this year, on how to scale. Then so I got then the promotion, like I wanted a certain amount of salary increase. Yes, that one. So I didn't necessarily get the type of salary that I wanted, but however, it was still an increase, because it's not the same as the previous year. So it was still an increase. So regardless, if I was to say, oh, how was my year? Out of maybe 6, it was like a 5.5/6. The last one was due to the so many things that we had planned out for the year. That one was just quite we couldn't achieve that one. That's I wanted my little girl to travel for vacation, but we had so many weddings in 2024 and expenses. So it just couldn't fit in. It just couldn't. But I mean, it's been brought forward to this year. And so we are looking at how to achieve that. So that's really how the year has been. And I think thank you. I was just telling my husband now that I think we need to do this again. we need to write it and track it and see how we can make good use of
It's-
our year again.
It's magical. Thank you for sharing. Thank you so much for sharing doing it. Like I said in the course of the program, I've been doing this since 2000. Yeah. Huh? Yeah, no. Since 1990, sorry. Since 1990. I've been doing this since 1990. So it works. And the more you do it, the better you get at it and the better the result you get. So the floor is open. We've spoken about how to win the year. Doing, thanks for joining. We've spoken about how to win the year. We've shared the blueprint. We've come from last year to this year. We've explored the different things. So the floor is open. Anybody wants to share their thoughts? Is there anything you want to clarify or anything you just want? You know, there's also power in voicing it. One of the things I encourage people when we do that thing is share. There is a way it goes deeper because now you are aware, somebody else is aware of it. You are not just hiding in your corner with it. So that again gives it more life, makes it go a little deeper into you. So if you want to share anything, you want to talk about anything, the floor is open. I've come to the end of the content that I have. I think just one more slide and I'm done. So it's the open mic session now. You can ask questions or you can make your contributions. Anybody? Anybody want to say anything? Many people who are struggling with their life and struggling with their year, they are happier to be complaining and crying than Hannah Oni. You said I do. Is that you want to talk? You can just unmute and talk. Sorry, anybody wants to say anything? Can just
Hello,
talk.
good evening, everyone.
Good evening. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, yes. I thank God I'm joining. This is my first time of the year. I just saw it in a group and I tried to, well, he just said something that I want to link it to confession is possession that we have in the Bible. Whatsoever we desire, if we confess it regularly,
And then we have it.
we
Yes.
will be able to achieve. Yes. By the special grace of God, I'm determined that this year I want to have personal training, not the one that I will be paid for in my office. I want to go on personal development myself. And to the glory of God, I've started this January 2 weeks ago. I had another class today. And also, I'm trusting God that before the end of the year, I want to change my job. So that's the essence of my personal training that I've started. So which I've noted down as part of my goals that I want a better job. And that's what I want to work on for now. Part of the development is to go to. So that's what I have in plan for 2025 by God's wish.
Fantastic. Fantastic. The line is not very clear, but one of the things I can contribute to what you said is it will also be good to identify the trainings that you believe will give you the edge when the next opportunity opens up. So let it not just be personal training, but let it be, so I don't know what your profession is, but if you're an accountant, it could be...
I'm an accountant by profession. No.
Exactly.
I'm an accountant.
I don't know why
Accountant.
I don't know why I said the accountant. So then to look at, okay, so what can help, which of the accounting line, by the way, I'm an accountant too, just to be open. So it could be like, are you more interested in the reporting side? Are you more interested in the operation side? Are you more interested in the tax side? Or you want to move towards the tech side? Try and have clarity as to, it does not even have to be one. There's a way these things will just sort themselves. But you can determine which side of it you want to focus on, all of a sudden you'll be shocked how many training opportunities exist in that side that you are looking for. So try and build some more refining and some clarity to it so that you are intentional with which one you pick and which one you don't, and which one you go for and which one you don't.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. I will note that.
I wish you all the best. Yes, the floor is still open. Anybody else wants to say anything, contribute, or ask questions? You have the floor. Contribute or say something, you have the floor. Anybody? 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 Okay, it looks like there is no one else that wants to contribute anything. So on that note, I would go to the last slide, and then I would just like to say that after I'm done, please just hold on for a few seconds. There will be a survey that I would like to just complete so we know how we are doing. So again, we can do better. But like I said, I've quoted this in the beginning in the course of this session. If you try, you may fail. Even though the concept of failure, I have tried to demystify, but if you try, you may not achieve the set objective the first time. But if you don't try, that is when you have failed. So I invite you, I encourage you to please take the time. If you don't have a plan, create one. If you do have a plan, check it again and see there's a way you can make it better, and then take the first step. It can just be a call. It can just be going online to do a search. It can just be a message. It can just be a writing something down. Whatever it is, just take that very first step, that little step. You'll be shocked as to how much better you will feel, and you'll be shocked as to how much difference it will make for you in your journey. All right? So on that note, I would like to once again thank everybody for being here. I've enjoyed myself today. It was a drag coming for this program. For some reason, my energy level has just been very terrible. And somehow coming for this program, I was asking myself how I wish I can postpone, or I can defer. But again, that's what we talk about. You just have to keep going, whether you feel it or feel like it or not. But I'm leaving feeling much better than I came in. So thank you very much for making our time. We do this every last Saturday of the month. So by His grace, we'll be doing this again end of February. Watch out for it. We are building a series. And if there's anything you would like us to cover in this series, please feel free to just drop us a message. You can drop it here and we will pick it. And it's also a good time to let everybody know that we have our social media handles, but more importantly, we have a we have a Telegram group that we are building. One of the benefits of this particular group is that we want to see how we can provide coaching, quality coaching on the go. You know, usually when you have a coach, even when you are paying, you have to fix an appointment, it has to work for you, you have to work for him or her, and this and that. But there are many little big decisions that have to be taken on the go. So we have created a Telegram group where you can just drop your question. And if you don't want to drop it directly so that it is not traceable to you, you can drop it with any of the admin, and we will just then drop it on the group chat. We will first crowdsource for ideas because nobody knows it all. And then we will provide our own perspective based on our own journey as well. So the whole essence is life is easier when we can collaborate and support and encourage one another. And that's what we are trying to do. So we will do this again by the grace of God. If you are not on Telegram group, please, JT, please, can you just drop that link on the comment section Also drop the link to our YouTube channel. We have, I think, over 160 videos that covers different things. It was like a school. We ran that curriculum for, I'm not sure, maybe 4 years, maybe 5 years. So we have a lot of good content there, from emotional intelligence to taking decisions to changing your career, different things there. So check it out and join that Telegram group where you can access information, and if you need help, you can always drop it, and doesn't matter what time of the day, somebody will most likely jump on it and provide perspective. So tmak is still my name, and from DLI, all we are trying to do is to make a difference, one man at a time, one community at a time. Thank you everybody for being here today, and see you in February by the grace of God. Thank you very much.